Our top stories tonight: fireworks and excitement as cities usher in 2017, just hours before South Africa gets its turn. 2017 must be a decisive year for South Africa, says President Jacob Zuma. This is eNews Direct Weekend Edition. I'm Faith Mangove. Good evening.
Hello from me, Jeffrey Stevens. Welcome.
You can track our main stories using the following hashtags. Hashtag New Year's Eve.
You can comment on any of our stories by following us on Facebook and Twitter at eNews Direct, or check our content at our website enca.com/direct.
It's just hours before South Africa rings in the new year. President Jacob Zuma says 2017 must be a decisive year for the country. He also used his New Year's message to call for the fight against racism to be intensified.
2016 has been a tough year for President Jacob Zuma. The country's highest court found that he'd violated his oath of office and failed to uphold and protect the Constitution by not complying with the Public Protector's Nkandla report. He also came under fire for his close ties with the Gupta family. He was at the helm of the ANC during its worst election performance to date. And the president survived a number of attempts to remove him from office. But Zuma's assessment of the year paints a far rosier picture.
We moved a step further this year in fighting poverty, inequality, and unemployment as we continued working hard together to reverse the legacy of apartheid colonialism.
Reversing unemployment and growing the economy are high on Zuma's to-do list for 2017.
Together, we must take the economic transformation program forward. We need to change the commanding heights of the economy and increase the participation of black people as owners and managers.
The president's listed a number of other priorities for the year ahead.
We also need to make meaningful progress on the land reform and restitution program in 2017 in line with the Constitution. As we continue to invest in the future, access to education and training, as well as the provision of youth employment and economic opportunities must remain key priorities for all decision makers in the country.
Zuma's expressed his condolences to those who lost loved ones over the festive season. He's appealed to road users to obey the law as the holidays wind down.
In the Western Cape, law enforcement agencies are taking a zero-tolerance approach to New Year's Eve festivities, especially when it comes to drinking and driving.
Since the beginning of the holiday season, sporadic roadblocks have been popping up across the Western Cape. And overnight, yet another operation to ensure drunk and tired motorists are kept off the road.
This is a big operation, and it is disruptive to the members of the public who are driving through here at this roadblock. But it's amazing chatting to the motorists here. And I mean, 30 or 40% of them will thank us for actually being out here on the roads.
Since the beginning of December, 181 people have been arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol on Western Cape roads. The provincial government says the Shadow Centre, the provincial blood alcohol testing facility, has been kept busy. It also warns that those caught driving while under the influence on New Year's Eve will be prosecuted.
The statistics are just showing that alcohol and roads don't mix. And it's not only the drivers, it's also the pedestrians. So the person behind the wheel's got to be really wake up. People are in a festive mood, so they tend to be less careful. We'll be out there on basically New Year's Eve, but it's there to actually assist people to make sure that they obey the rules of the road.
Authorities say the festive season road death toll is slightly down from last year. But as holidaymakers make their way home, roadblocks and operations like these will continue. Lester Kivet, Cape Town.
It's a year that has been given a notoriously bad rep. With 2017 just hours away, we've rounded up the best developments in sports, technology and pop culture to try to make the best of a bad year.
2016 has not been kind. Celebrity deaths, controversial elections, and natural disasters have all left a bitter taste in our mouths. But was it really that bad?
You know what, it was a bad year. I think lots of changes, lots of challenges.
I don't think there are even words yet created to explain 2016. Okay, it should be scratched out.
There was also this thing of Zuma must fall, Zuma must fall. Fall on what?
I've actually seen all over social media and everywhere people talking about how bad 2016 was and how it should end. But honestly, like in all honesty, I've been blessed this entire year.
Okay, so the judgment's been reserved on that one. But in case you've forgotten, here's a reminder of some truly amazing stuff that happened this year. The Rio Olympics had plenty of mind-blowing moments for Team South Africa. From Lubo Manyonga's inspiring journey to winning silver, Caster Semenya's gold in the women's 800-meter final, and Wade van Niekerk's demolition of the world record. This year also marked giant leaps in health advancements. In November, we came one step closer to finding the cure for AIDS. More than 5,000 South African men and women signed up for a trial of what may be the world's first HIV/AIDS vaccine. Contrary to popular belief, love won in 2016. South Africa said no to Pastor Stephen Anderson. He is known for celebrating the murders of gay people in the US. We relived our childhood with augmented mobile reality game Pokemon Go. Who knew Pikachu and Charmander were hiding out in the parking lot?
The past and the present.
All things considered, if 2016 was an album, it would be like Lemonade. Lauren Rose Joseph, Johannesburg.
Cape Townians have plenty of options to ring in the new year. Musician Johnny Clegg is headlining at Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. Another festival at the V&A waterfront will wrap with the much-anticipated fireworks display at midnight. Our reporter Karen Morn is there. We cross to her now. Karen, what is the atmosphere like at the V&A this afternoon?
Oh, hi Faith. Thanks so much for coming through to us. We are in the epicenter of South African tourism, the Western Cape, and at that center, of course, is the V&A waterfront. An estimated 200,000 people will spend time in this venue over the next 24 hours. And already the environment is thronging with families, both local and international. The V&A waterfront has been acutely conscious of the kind of pressure this level of guest actually may have on this venue, and have utilized a very different strategy in terms of how they will bring in the new year. We know last year they headlined with singer Jimmy Nevis and there were maximum capacity crowds. This year they're trying to use a different strategy by having a number of different venues with a number of theatrical different forms of entertainment, including opera singers in trees, dancers, gymnastic, rope users. The list is endless, and certainly a huge amount of entertainment being provided to the general public. Of course, because of its location, because of its huge tourist drawcard status, there is of course intensified levels of security around this venue, both plainclothes and uniformed officers and officials all around the centre to ensure that people are safe. And indeed, the Western Cape authorities coming out in their numbers to conduct roadblocks, to make sure that illegal alcohol is not in the possession of people bringing in the new year, and to make sure ultimately, Faith, that people are kept safe and that 2017 starts in a very bright and beautiful way for all the people at this tourist hotspot.
And of course, regarding the safety aspect, Karen, and also looking at how many people are anticipated to actually be at the V&A waterfront this evening, how many people are we expecting?
Well, as I said before, it's about in the region of 200,000 people. Certainly from even early this afternoon when we arrived here, the crowds were thronging. What is fascinating, Faith, is that within the retail environments, for instance, the Woolworths and the Pick n Pays, the queues were literally staking out the door for people buying picnic suppers. So there is a move away from people going to expensive restaurants and towards buying their own suppers and sitting around the various venues, the steps, the enclosures, the picnic areas, and enjoying homemade picnics, as it were, with their families.
Well, thank you very much for that update, Karen. That was our reporter, Karen Morn, at the V&A waterfront this afternoon. While elsewhere in the world, it's already 2017. New Zealand was the first to usher in the new year with a spectacular firework display at the Auckland Sky Tower. Thousands of people gathered there cheering as multicolored fireworks exploded across the city skyline at midnight. Australia followed suit, ushering in 2017 with a bang. Thousands of people from across the country gathered in Sydney for a huge fireworks display. And in Hong Kong, revelers flocked to the waterfront along Victoria Harbour to see the fireworks display. The New Year is celebrated twice in Hong Kong. Apart from the calendar year celebrations, the Chinese New Year is celebrated from the first day of the first lunar month. After the break, the city of Johannesburg bids farewell to 2016 with song and dance. Welcome back. Now, with the countdown to the new year well underway, celebrations in Johannesburg kicked off with the annual street carnival in the city centre.
You don't see this every day on the streets of Hillbrow. But on New Year's Eve, they are transformed into a colourful fiesta. Well, at least that's been the case for the past 12 years, as the City of Gold hosts its very own carnival. Young and old come out in their numbers, bringing colour and festivities to this part of town usually associated with crime and grime. The annual Johannesburg Carnival celebrates its diversity, attracting artists and revelers from far and wide.
People should know that South Africa, scenario with away from Brazil. We've got different cultures in South Africa. And Lauma cultures must work with us together since Carnival. Look at how beautiful it is. Happy New Year, everyone!
The city's #1 resident believes this annual event could be the solution to the city's high unemployment rate and widespread poverty.
Projects like this are going to encourage the private sector to come and invest in our city, employ our people, pay their taxes. And when they pay their taxes, we will use these taxes to ensure that we serve you.
The carnival also sets the tone for what's in store as the new year is ushered in. And with all the festivities here, there's no doubt Johannesburg residents will have quite a night. Laranzo Temba, Johannesburg.
Some South Africans will ring in the new year at the Midmar Music Festival in KwaZulu-Natal. Artists Kelly Khumalo, Robbie Maling and Afro Traction are part of the lineup. Our reporter Nontobeko Sibisi is standing by to give us the latest. Nontobeko, what is the atmosphere like in KZN?
Hey Faith, well, you know it's that last day of the year and everyone is talking about where are they counting down tonight. I'm sure you've also got your list sorted, trying to figure out where to go to on such a celebratory day. Well, we found ourselves about 20 kilometers outside of Pietermaritzburg, an hour's drive from Durban to the beautiful KZN Midlands. Unfortunately, it's dark now. You can't really see the beautiful picturesque dam behind me, nor the stage, but it's the Midmar Music Festival where revelers have chosen this particular place to usher into the new year. On the lineup, like you said, will be Kelly Khumalo, Robbie Malinga, alongside our Babes Wodumo, Happy Kelly, Witness the Funk, DJ Bongs. The list is absolutely endless, Faith. And you know what they say to Agula, meaning they certainly no sleep until the early hours of the morning. I've got some revelers with me who've been here since X10. Siswam, ufenga skatsini yini lento ezusifana ngibe la namhlanje midma
5 o'clock Babes Wodumo
yo
uyena ngilethela yaroka
So you've heard that. One rapper saying it's all about Upepso Dumo, and Iwololo is sort of like scouted as one of the songs that's probably going to be the one ushering many people here in the new year. Another thing here, it's also about the picnic baskets, it's all about the drinks, and it's all about making sure you line that tummy before that big day. Siswami ngiyabona ubhizi uyabraya, akobe usibalile nawe la phakathi.
Ngishona namhlanje sivalelisa ku2016 siyongena kahle ku2017 ngenyama siyabusa cooler box sihleli sipholile emid madam okwesi5 ke sizalana njalo siyisoli kuba mnandi. They keep their promise.
It's the 5th time she's here. As you can hear, she's brought in the cooler box, she's roasting her meat, she's all about the food, making sure she's lining the tummy. Tell me about which artists are you anticipating for tonight?
Upepso Dumo sebeshona phansi shama wololo.
Van Damme nomginqi.
Van Damme sesimtholile. Manje.
Faith, now there's this popular song called Sobulala Van Damme, meaning tonight we're killing the starring Van Damme, and that's exactly the same. She's saying they found Van Damme right here at Midma. For us, Faith, it's back to you in the studio.
Well, definitely akulalwa this evening as, of course, the festivities continue. Our reporter Nontobeko Sibisi coming to us from KZN. Well, that's our entertainment for tonight. After the break, Louis Fernandez has the weather forecast.
Welcome to the Weather Centre, everyone. Starting off with a quick check of some of the major cities' weather conditions for late this evening. We don't expect any rainfall, even though there were a few small thunderstorms around Bloemfontein earlier in the day. They should have dissipated as we get closer to midnight. Durban and Port Elizabeth, mostly cloudy and warm. Warm as well for Cape Town, still quite windy for some parts of the city. And Johannesburg will be partly cloudy and dry, 19 degrees by the time we get into the early parts of 2017. Your forecast for January 1st, KwaZulu-Natal is going to be very hot once again. There's a very small possibility for a few thunder showers around the southern Drakensberg in the afternoon. And for the Eastern Cape, we'll see thunder showers over the northern and eastern parts of the province. Mostly dry along the coastline, temperatures in the upper 20s across those areas. Very hot for the inland regions of the province. 40 degrees as a maximum for Oudtshoorn and Beaufort West on New Year's Day as a heat wave continues into the Karoo. And we'll also see heat wave conditions into the central parts of the Northern Cape. A few thunder showers will be possible over the eastern half of that province. Very patchy storms in the afternoon as well for the Free State. Bloemfontein remaining very hot, 35 degrees as a maximum. And we'll see only a 20% chance for thunder showers later on in the day for some areas in the northwest. Zeerust and Rustenburg, mostly clear and dry conditions for your areas. Morning showers will be drifting into the Lowveld as well as the escarpment of Limpopo, but by later on in the day, it will be dry all across the province. And for Mpumalanga, we don't expect any rainfall, clear to partly cloudy, and it's going to be a hot day, even on the Highveld, where many areas will get above 30. Temperatures rising for Gauteng on the 1st of January. Johannesburg and Vereeniging get to 32 degrees and a high of 34 into Pretoria. For the public holiday on Monday, we still expect wet weather across much of the Cape provinces. No rain, on the other hand, for Gauteng or for KwaZulu-Natal. And on Tuesday, the wet weather shifts further eastwards. Things start to dry up over the western parts, and it's going to be cool and wet along the southern and eastern coastline. That's all from the Weather Centre. Have a fantastic New Year's Eve.
Here's a recap of your top stories. Fireworks and excitement as cities usher in 2017 just hours before South Africa gets its turn. 2017 must be a decisive year for South Africa, says President Jacob Zuma. That's a wrap from the eNews Direct team.
Until next time, good night. Faith, are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy New Year!